Howdy folks, this is Gunbreaker up to level 70. This is Shadowbringers 5.0. Don't forget to like and subscribe, hit that bell for future content. Alright, let's start this off with Bow Shock at level 62. It delivers an attack with a potency of 200 to all nearby enemies. Additional effect does a damage over time with a potency of 90, duration of 15 seconds. It is instant cast with 60-second off global cooldown. This guy's going to tick 5 times with a total potency of 450 over time, with the initial 200 potency doing a total of I believe it's 650 potency to every target, as long as the timer on the damage over time persists all the way through. And this is going to be Bow Shock, pretty much used as an off global right after a weapon skill. Level 64, going to get Heart of Light. It reduces magic damage taken by self and nearby party members by 10%, duration of 15 seconds. It is instant cast with 90-second off global cooldown. And this guy's just going to be used during room-wide mechanics, during stack mechanics, pretty much any time more than 2 party members are going to take AoE or magic damage. Most of the time, mobs in dungeons, if you're playing big, they won't really be doing a whole lot of magic damage unless you have like casters or telegraphs, but this is basically what it looks like. So Heart of Light has a very large area of effect, so you might actually hit players, but just try to get close and hopefully people stack with you. Level 68, we get Heart of Stone, if I can get it down here. Reduces damage taken by a party member or self by 15%, duration of 7 seconds. Additional effect when targeting a party member while under the effect of Brutal Shell. The effect is also added on top of them. Just make sure you time it correctly. So we're at 10 seconds here. Before this 10-second timer expires, make sure you press the Heart of Stone, especially if you're playing off tank. You can use this on the main tank. And that buff is going to last for 10 seconds, if I can find it here. It's going to last for 10 seconds. It is instant cast with a 25-second off global cooldown. And final level 70, we get 3 off globals. We get the continuation ability. It is instant cast with 1 second off global cooldown. Allows the firing off successive rounds with your gunblade. Basically, your Gnashing Fang procs the off global weave, which is what continuation turns into. And as soon as you use your Savage Claw, continuation turns into another off global, and the same thing for Wicked Talon. But before that, go ahead and get your charge ready and make sure your Gnashing Fang is up and available. So we're going to use Gnashing Fang. Continuation turns into Jugular Rip. It's going to do 260 potency. Then you're going to do Savage Claw. Continuation turns into Abdomen Tear, 280 potency. And then we're going to finish it off with Wicked Talon. Continuation does Eye Gouge, doing 300 potency. Now, while you're performing your continuations right off of your Gnashing Fang, try to only use those continuation off globals. Just do one at a time. Don't try to be overconfident. Do 2 off globals. Just do Gnashing Fang, your continuation, your Savage Claw continuation. Just do it that way, just to kind of simplify things. And that's also why I try to get you guys to toss all of your off globals before the actual. Before your charge actually came into play from the previous rotations, pretty much for this. So as far as I'm concerned, the single and the AoE in terms of weapon skills, we're done with weapon skills. From now on, it's mostly just off global weaves, maintain, and basically when to use things properly and when not to do things based on the situation. So before I do the single target, most of the rotations anyways, if you guys like the way that I did this with the level 60 Gunbreaker, where I did kind of the rotation but I slowed it down for you guys, let me know in the comments. Any number of positive feedbacks for this stuff, and I'll continue doing this. Alright, so let's hop on to the rotations list. And mind you, I'll be doing these slowly so you guys don't get lost throughout them. But of course, you can just skip them or just look on the screen. I should have an overlay for the skill list itself, and it will also be in the description. So let's start off. Let's do our No Mercy into Lightning Shot. And we're going to do Rough Divide into Aurora, Sonic Break, Bow Shock, and toss in that Danger Zone. Then we're going to do our Keen Edge, Brutal Shell. We're going to do the Rough Divide again. We're going to do the Solid Barrel, and then start the Gnashing Fang 3-point. We're going to do Jugular Rip, Savage Claw, Abdomen Tear, Wicked Talon, and Eye Gouge. And we're going to do Keen Edge, Brutal Shell, Solid Barrel. We're going to do our Burst Strike, Keen Edge, Rough Divide, into our Brutal Shell. So for the normal AoE rotation, we're just tossing our Bow Shock right after doing our No Mercy. But of course you're running through mobs, so you have to gather them and you have to blow off your off globals as soon as possible. So we're going to do our Lightning Shot first. We're going to get close to another mob, we're going to toss our Aurora, and we're going to toss our Sonic Break. We're going to dash again, we're going to do our Danger Zone, and now we're basically at a situation where we have quite a number of mobs. We've already tossed our off globals, or at least our single target off globals anyways. So now we're going to go back into the Demon Slice and the Demon Slaughter. Now the situation comes where you are basically already gathered enough mobs. So let's go ahead and do our No Mercy, and then we're going to immediately use our Bow Shot because we're still under our 2 off globals. Now we're going to use our basically the same as the previous AoE rotation. Just spam your Demon Slice into Demon Slaughter. Before we move on, don't forget to toss your lightning shots. Just make sure you're doing something while you're moving from mob pool to mob pool. So for the hybrid, No Mercy into our Bow Shot. Now we're going to do our 3-point combo along with the continuation Jugular Rip, Savage Claw, Abdomen Tear, and of course swap targets. So as soon as your target is about to die, an Eye Gouge. From here, let's go ahead and continue on with the rotation. So it's going to be the AoE rotation. And then as soon as you get that charge, use it on the Burst Strike. And then continue from there. Alright, this is going to be a Gunbreaker up to level 70 dungeon guide. Let's see what dungeon this is. Let me take a orange juice there. Get a bit more experience. I'm still leveling up Gunbreaker. This is going to be the Drowned City of Scala. Let's go ahead and put on my Royal Guard. Let's get this party started. So we're just going to pull mobs just like the previous up to level 60. We're just tossing all of our off globals just in case we need to do our hybrid version. And we don't want to be tossing a single target off global up against too many mobs. It can get a bit confusing. See, just like I did there, I missed the Sonic Break. Now it's going to be on a high priority list. Let's go ahead and do our No Mercy. So the first cooldown that we want to toss out is Super Bolide. If the healer wants to let me, we're going to do the Heart of Stone there, just to minimize the damage taken. Seems the healer's not letting us. It's okay, we're running through MSQ content, this sort of stuff happens. They are focusing heavily on heals. Down to minimal mobs, let's go ahead and do our hybrid version. Back to single target, watch for cooldowns. Oh, that's dead. Alright, sprint forward. We're just tossing our off globals as quickly as possible. White Mage stunned everything. Alright. Let's just grab everything as quickly as possible. Let's toss out the off globals. We're gonna watch our health. That was not necessary there. You're doing a really good job of basically not letting us do our mitigation. Alright, well, I guess that's pretty much useless here. It's to be expected in MSQ content. the healers get all frantic. It's okay, they're doing their job. So the single target rotation is pretty similar to the. We're gonna toss our Gnashing Fang here before I forget. Torpedo's Tank Buster, I believe. Yeah, we missed that one. Rising Sea, that's AoE. Let's toss our AoEs. Our Reprisal and our Heart of Light. Do our Burst Strike. Do my off globals. I missed that one. Oh, I missed it. That sucks. Hydro Pull, Hyper Push, I should say. So let's get up close. It's going to come towards us. So let's bring him to the middle of the arena. Tank Buster. I missed an off global though. Start watching those off globals. Let's do a Burst Strike. We don't have anything for that, so let's go ahead and pass. That Reprisal is almost up again. This is a pull, so we're going to get away from it and spam our... That's a debuff, sadly. It's okay. Boss is about to die. That's an AoE. Let's go ahead and toss our our Reprisal there. No Mercy. Do our continuations. That's a Tank Buster. We have our Heart of Light here for the next Rising Sea. Alright, that's the boss. Alright, if anything, you guys should let me know in the comments if I missed anything. And as always, the rotations is in the description as well. You guys have a good one. We'll see you guys next time.